My name is Jared, and I am one of the Open Doors instructors and case managers. Like all of you, I am here at home, but we're going to try to get some lessons created and maybe do some recordings to kind of help you out with, you know, this strange time. So I'm going to cover some social studies and maybe some language arts. First of all, I just want to say please check out the Open Doors website at opendoorsspokane.com. That way you can go there, you can find resources, you can request tutoring help, you can request packets, all kinds of things. You can just ask us questions. Also check out our Facebook page, as we're going to do some live lessons starting in a couple weeks. And that's Next Generation Zone on Facebook. So we'll just go ahead and jump right into this. Basically, I'm just going to kind of go through some of the pre-tests, see if maybe I can answer some of these questions for you, and get a little information out there for you. So we'll just go ahead and start. These are pre-tests that are out of the Kaplan 2017 book. If I scroll down, you'll see it's page 606 for this, and it's a social studies practice test. So we'll just go ahead and start out here. These videos are probably going to be about 10-15 minutes, so it's not going to take too much of your time. But I'm going to try to get through 10 or 12 questions each video, just to kind of help you out a little bit. If you have any questions, obviously these are recorded, so you can either email us, you can always check out our website. Once again, I'm going to plug that. It's opendoorsspokane.com. And you can ask questions on there and things like that. And we also are doing like Zoom one-on-one tutoring. So we'll go ahead and just get started here. So question 1, based on the following paragraph and graph, this is what you're going to see a lot on the social studies tests, are a little bit of reading, some paragraphs, maybe some graph analyzation. You're going to see some different maps and things like that you're going to have to analyze. All the information that you will need is in these questions and the answers. So you don't have to know a lot of outside information to get on these. I might provide a little bit of background information, but I don't want you to get lost in the weeds with it. So when we go through these, I'll just kind of read the questions and then answer them, and then maybe give you a little bit of information on why that answer is that way. So these are pretty typical of what you'd see on the social studies GED test. So when the value of exported goods, meaning those sold outside of the U.S., so us sending goods outside, is greater, more than, the value of imported goods, or those that are coming into us from other countries, there is favorable balance of trade, meaning that we have an even trade. On the other hand, when the imports, what's coming in, is greater than the exports, or what's going out, there's unfavorable balance, because if we're importing more than we're exporting, then we're spending more money than we're making, kind of. So with this question, it's going to have you look at this graph and look at these two. So imports is the dotted line, exports solid line, millions of dollars. Make sure when you're looking at these graphs, you always kind of look at the title of the graph, because that'll tell you what you're at, and the source. And then each side, so your X and Y basically, is going to have something. So this is years, and this is millions of dollars in imports, millions of dollars in exports. So you just have to kind of look at these, analyze it, and see what they're asking you. So which of the following statements is supported? So which of these is true by the paragraph and the graph? So if you want, you can always look back. Some people have a better understanding if they read the question first and then look at the information, the paragraph. It just depends on how you want to study and how you best understand this stuff. So what it's asking is, which of these next following statements is supported by the paragraph and the graph? So exports equaled imports at the start of the 2000s. obviously these lines are not even. If that was a true statement, then both of these lines would be together and there would only be one line. So we can go ahead and cross that one out. So exports exceeded imports through the 2000s. So exports are down here, millions of dollars, somewhere around $8 million there, $800 million. Never goes above about $1,300 million. Imports are obviously much higher. So that one is also not a true statement. The United States had a favorable balance of trade and merchandise during the 2000s. So what they're saying is that favorable trade, you have to have more exports than imports because you're basically would be making more money than spending. Obviously, imports are higher than exports, so that is also not a true statement. So is what it's going to come down to by process of elimination is the United States had an unfavorable balance of trade. That's the one that makes the most sense. That's the one that is explained by this data right here. So we'll go to the second one. In an opinion poll, so like they just ask people like, hey, what's your opinion? Do you like this? Do you not like this? Kind of like that. So people were asked in politics as of today. So as of today, this is 2013, so obviously not right now. Do you consider yourself Republican, Democrat, or an independent? The chart below represents the results of those opinion polls. So look at this chart. Okay, so here's the years. Republicans, percent of people that answered yes, they are. People that answered yes, they are, percentage of independents, and Democrats. So during the first 6 months, obviously January to June, 6 months of 2013, what percent of the people surveyed on average considered themselves independent? So that's the big question right here, and that's the important part, is to see that it says independence, because we want to see who the independents are. So it doesn't matter who the Republicans are, doesn't matter who the Democrats are, just who cares? All we care about are these people right here, these independents. So we're going to look at this, and in this one you're going to have to do a little bit of math. So you're going to go ahead and add up all of the independents. So 38% plus 38% plus 36% plus 40% plus 39 plus 41%. I think it comes out to like 232 or something like that. So you're going to have to do a little bit of math to find an average, because this is asking what percentage of the people on average. So to figure out an average, you add all the numbers up and then divide by how many. So you're going to add all these up, divide by 6. Like I said, it gives you like 232 for adding these up. To divide, you're going to divide by 6, and I think it came out to like 38.6. Obviously, I'm not pulling up a calculator on here, but I've looked at some of the answers and things like that, so I know the answer for this one. And it's 38.6. You're always going to round up to the nearest, because it says round your answer to the nearest percentage. So you're going to look at, I believe it's 39%. So it's pretty straightforward on that one. Like I said, you're going to have to do a little bit of math on these. All the GED tests kind of intertwine a little bit here and there. So you'll get it figured out though.